Once again, the earth has stirred anew. A faithful ringing, her dawn calls to me. The divine feminine inspires observance of the change in Earth's rhythm, the change that we call seasons. Color is splattered amid the green world that Ostera brought forward, and I absorb the richness of this new vivid world. A fire is sparked within me that is unparalleled to any other time of year. There is something about Beltane that infallibly propels me into an inspired frame of mind, and I am called to act accordingly. New life is emerging all around and within our home, and I feel truly aligned with the season this year. I cannot think of a better time for the birth of our son. Everything around me reminds me of the mother, just as I am about to become one. And her divine spirit holds me in her unshakable compassion and in her deep knowing. Her knowing offers me comfort, like the hand to hold when newness and uncertainty arises. And she reminds me that there is nothing to fear, for her spirit is found within the ancestors of women that came before me, and within the community of women who love and uplift me every day. There's a new air in our home as the time is nearing for the birth of Otto, and I owe a large part of this positive energy to the people who have offered nothing but their reassurance that I was designed to do this work. Their encouraging love is hung on the walls of our home, so that when doubt arises, I'll know that there's a collective of women cheering me on as I bring our son Earthside. Reminders that I am so loved as I shed this identity as maiden and make the transition into mother. These are the women, maidens, mothers, and crones, whose energy cast out any worry that I may have had. I know in my mind and body that I am ready. Thank you, Jess, for hosting this beautiful blessing way. And thank you to this woman, who I have been so fortunate to call my mother, for she loved me so that I may know what it means to love as a mother. There is still some work that needs completing before Otto is born, and it'll all get done in due time. Stay tuned to hear a little bit about how Will and I have been preparing our home for Otto's arrival. Hey there. Whenever I do these sit-down talks with the camera, I'm usually in my kitchen, so welcome to my living room. I am currently 37 weeks pregnant upon recording this clip here, and I wanted to talk a little bit about the nesting projects that Will and I have been working on in the house, just getting the house ready for the birth of Otto. And if you've gotten to this point and you're kind of like, I don't really want to hear this information, I've chaptered it out in the timeline below, so you can skip right through and watch the rest of the video if you so desire. But I had someone ask me in my comments in one of my previous videos on how the nesting is going and what kind of things we're doing around the house, and it ranges just from keeping the house tidy to doing the more deep cleaning projects like vacuuming the walls. And some people might think that's a little extreme, but if you look around my house, I have shiplap and that shiplap collects a lot of dust. and especially in the grooves where the wood is stacked. So getting the walls dusted and vacuumed, getting the trim work for the windows and the doorways dusted as well. All the way to even like washing Otto's clothes and getting a small nursery together. Going all out for a big nursery was not really something Will and I wanted to do. We did transition and move our office space where we do a lot of our editing and work like that to the guest bedroom, and it's still a guest bedroom, so but Otto can have that smaller room. We've got a little dresser in there with his clothes and just having all of his things organized. But yeah, you know what? We didn't put a whole lot of emphasis on getting a nursery super prepared. Things that I really prioritize are having all the teas and herbal remedies that'll be helpful in my healing process, as well as getting a lot of food put up and frozen. Fortunately, we have such great community and support. And my friend Sarah is going to come over one of the first weeks right after Otto is born and stay with us and help us keep the house running. And then the week after that, my mom will also be coming. So I'll have 2 weeks of help, and they'll obviously do things like cooking and stuff. But once the dust is settled and Otto, it's just me, Otto, and Will, it'll be nice to have these freezer meals that I've prepared for. I've done some beef stew, several batches of beef stew, and I've done some frittatas, just small mini frittatas, super easy stuff that I can just grab in the morning, for breakfast. Doing some lasagnas because they're so easy to batch cook and put together. And not only do we have the community of support that's helping us right after Otto is born, but Jess hosted the Blessing Way for me, which I put a few pictures in here for. And my mother-in-law hosted a baby shower, and we had family and some friends come and gather and shower us with love and all the things that we need for Otto. And my my mother-in-law, she loves to host and she loves to throw a party, and she does a very good job of it. And I really wanted things low key, and she did so good. And I was so pleased because I'm not really a baby shower person, and I'll be very honest, I hate baby showers. I hate attending baby showers. And I had talked about that with her, and we made this very low key, and we did hamburgers and hot dogs, and we invited family and friends, and men were able to come. Like, I think that's my thing with baby showers. They get to be so frou-frou and girly and just kind of, in my opinion, kind of pretentious sometimes. But Kathy, my mother-in-law, did such a good job in hosting and making Will and I and Otto, I think, feel very special. We are getting very excited for the birth of our son. I don't know if any of you have wondered what our plans are, but we do have a team of midwives. And the plan A, is to be here at home in the living room and deliver Otto. And then obviously plan B is to go to the hospital if necessary. And I'm very excited. If you had asked me that in the second trimester, there would have been a lot more trepidation in that answer. But I have come to realize that the female body is far more incredible than I can put into words, and far more capable. I am not afraid, and I have uncertainties, but I don't feel fear of what is going to happen. I have so much faith and trust in my team of midwives. I have faith and trust in Will. I have faith and trust in my body. And faith and trust in how God divinely designed a woman's body to do this work. And I'm ready for it. No matter what the outcome is, I'm ready. And something I debated sharing on here and finally decided to, because I don't think it does anyone, myself or anyone listening, any justice to not know my full story and to know where I've come from. And many of you have watched and have been watching for a while. And I've talked a little bit about my struggle in my health. And I have actually miscarried 3 different times prior to this healthy pregnancy. And they were difficult. They were very difficult to process mentally. But not talking about it creates a very lonely world. And I think it also does such an injustice to not speak on struggling with miscarrying if we are to speak about healthy pregnancies. And I think it's so important that when I talk about Otto and this pregnancy, that you know about my previous miscarriages, so that when you hear that I'm 37 weeks pregnant with no complications, and how proud I am of my body and of my baby and the female body's ability to create, I hope you can hear how proud I am in that. And I'm just so grateful for what my body has pulled through. And I'm so grateful that I get to have this child with my husband by my side. And I would have never thought I'd be here after having 3 miscarriages. But here I am, and I get to record this and tell you that I can feel Otto kicking in my body right now. And how much I'm gonna miss his little feet and hands stretching around and probing inside of me. And I never would have thought I'd be able to be at this point. I hope that you can watch this video and feel inspired by this season in a way that serves and moves you. But back to the rest of the video. Thank y'all for watching, and I know there's so many of you praying for us, and there's so many of you rooting for us, and it is felt, and it is deeply heard and felt. The divine feminine is ever-changing, flowing from one state to the next. A shapeshifter she is, teeming with mystery and depth. These are depths that the conscious mind tells me to be wary of, but her magnetism is far more powerful, and with depths so alluring, it's a bait I'll take. Pregnancy allowed her to guide me into her depths, and it is there in her breath that I found myself. Her waters are healing, and awareness inspires epiphany that she has been in me all along. The divine feminine is soft and malleable, but knows bounds. Her softness is her greatest strength, the gateway to grasping emotional complexity, just as she shapeshifts into another mood. She asks that I be in flow, abandoning haste, She asks that I let the story unfold without the need to know the end till it has arrived, reminding me that the lesson is discovered in her unhurried disposition, her comfort flowing from her waters, her gift of home and plenty found in the earth. I am transformed anew, and I am ready to learn all about this new woman that is me. This will be my last video for a little while, and I hope when I return to making content that the new woman that I am will be reflected in my art. Thank you all for watching, and we'll catch you later.